little goslings. How are you, little ones? How's it going there, guys? You guys want some greens? Yeah? Oh, you like those. So yeah, this year's first class of goslings, they're doing well. They're about 3 days old right now. I will admit, I'm rather disappointed with my hatching results. Despite the fact that I had all of those eggs in the last video, I only have 11 goslings that were hatched and survived. I gave all the eggs an extra 48 hours and nothing happened of it. I had one gosling die in the shell, and when I cracked open the eggs that didn't hatch, I found that pretty much all of them were developed. There's only one that wasn't actually developed. The ones that had developed though all seemed to peter out something around week 2 or week 3 from a development standpoint. So something definitely went wrong with my hatch. I don't know exactly what it was. I want to try to figure it out because I have another batch of eggs that are going to be hatching next week, and then I need to put in tonight another batch of eggs from all the goose eggs that I've been collecting over the last couple of days. By the end of this video, you guys will see me trying this next wave of hatching, so hang in there. But admittedly, right now, I'm just enjoying hanging out with these guys. Most of them seem to be doing really well. I'm starting to give them dandelion greens, which is maybe one of the best treats you can possibly give a baby gosling. It contains niacin and other good things that help them with their development. Plus, it also keeps them from trying to pluck the fluff out of each other. That's one of the other risks that you have with little baby goslings. Most of them are becoming very active. You'll notice that I actually have 2 heat sources set up here. I have these heaters that are loosely over their food and water, as well as these brooder plates, which are set up for them to go underneath. When it gets really cold, they like to go under the brooder plates. I just have these here because lately at night it's in the 30s, and even during the day, like right now, it's about 55 degrees. And so because the ambient temperature is so cold right now, I just want to give them a little extra warmth as they're so young. Most of the goslings are super healthy. This one, which I think is a Emden or an Emden-Toulouse cross, is looking great. I think it's a male. He's nice and big and healthy. He's vocal. You can see he just looks really healthy. He's got a lot of energy to him. But that said, there are a couple of goslings that are not looking as healthy. In fact, the last 2 goslings that hatch, I actually kept inside a little bit of extra time just to let them get a little bit bigger and a little bit stronger. One of them seems like it's turning the corner, but there's another one. She just doesn't look like she's doing all that well. You can see her right here, right? She seems like she's having trouble walking. Her legs just don't seem to be quite developing nearly as much. She just seems smaller and weaker than everybody else. I'm a bit worried for her, but she seems to be eating and drinking, and I'm gonna just keep watching her, making sure she's okay. She looks like she's a little baby female pilgrim goose to me, but she definitely seems weaker than the rest. You'll notice she's not even fighting me nearly as much. Like the other guy, he was like full on fighting, but she just seems kind of chill and relaxed. And so I will admit I'm a bit worried about her. Even though it's only about 55 degrees out right now, I am going to try to take 2 or 3 of these guys outside and let them run around a little bit and let them explore. I find that the earlier you get them out on pasture, the healthier they are. Even if it's just for a couple of minutes a day, I think it does them some good. Just to get that fresh grass and get used to running around and getting outside. Pablo! There you are, buddy. You're the only cat I've ever owned who comes when you call him. You're gonna have to stay inside for the next 20 minutes or so, okay? Now let's take a couple of the biggest, healthiest ones. All right, I'm looking for volunteers, you guys.
I volunteer! I volunteer as tribute.
How about you? And you! You're going on an adventure today, guys. It's a big, big world out here. Okay, guys, you're free. Aw, you guys look adorable out here today.
Hi. Hi. Hi, sweet babies.
These are your favorite, right? When they're this age.
Oh, the world is so big and wonderful when you're that small. Oh, these look so joyful.
Yeah. It is so amazing just to watch them like be in awe of just how big everything is suddenly. You know, it's like they go from living inside of an egg to an incubator to a brooder, and then just to get into the big, big wide world like this, it's pretty incredible to be them.
Aren't they so cute?
What?
I love them so much. If they stayed this size forever, I would quit my job.
Toby, sit, sit, sit.
Let's see Goslings together.
Just so you know, Toby, there's gonna be a whole bunch of these running around the farm very soon.
You don't let me!
Don't worry, Toby, it's just me in a weird outfit. So what I'm gonna be doing here is just checking to see if I've got good hive activity. So far, I've casually checked in on the hive where I'm not putting this whole getup on, but I haven't really disturbed them much. It seems like the bees are coming and going. It seems like they're eating the pollen patty. It seems like they might even be eating some of the sugar water. But I am very curious to see what's going on inside there to make sure everything's okay. I'm trying to be that balance between not too hands-on, but also not too hands off. I mean, remember guys, I am a beginning beekeeper here. I also want to check to make sure that the queen has exited. That's probably the biggest thing, like that she's left her little queen container. I mean, it looks like it's looking pretty good in there. They're getting a little active right now. I should have brought my hive tool to pluck them out. So yeah, so my queen was in there, but she's left. So now I'll leave that there. And I've gotten them stirred up for sure, but I'll let this close up. I mean, but you can see there, right? What went from being a pretty quiet, docile hive has got a lot of activity. A lot of bees floating around right now. I'm gonna give it a minute before I check on the second one. In fact, it's kind of funny, you can see it. There's a bee that's now clinging to the dead cat on the microphone. That's what that big fuzzy thing is. The reason that's on my camera is so I don't get noise when there's wind blowing. All right, let's check on the second beehive and see how that one's doing as well. Oh, they're all over there as well. Look at that. You guys? Whoa. Got them stirred up. You can see they started to build a comb right around that. I actually don't want them building their wax comb on the queen's thing like that. So I think I'm doing the right thing by taking this. I hope I'm doing the right thing by taking this. It looks pretty darn cool if you look at it. I got to admit, I'm so loving having these bees. Oh, hey, check this out. See, the wild ducks are back. Watch, I'll go towards them, they'll fly away. Not all the way, but just enough to get away from me. It's very cool having all of this going on right now. Yeah, the pasture's a bit over flooded, but I got no complaints when it comes down to it. It's just all part of my farm ecosystem, you know? Hey girls, you have any new eggs? Can I just check? How are we doing in here? You guys sharing your nest nicely? Ooh, we got a good clutch of eggs here. I've noticed the buff geese have been leaving their eggs under here. This is a buff goose egg, I can tell. All ducks, go to bed! All ducks, go to bed! Good night, ducky ducks. Alrighty. It's time now to do some more egg work. I've got one batch of eggs that are about a week away from hatching, and I've got a whole nother batch of eggs that I want to put in here to get ready for hatching. The ones that are about to hatch, I'm gonna just do one quick check to see what are duds and see what's still developing. I'm really hoping for a better hatch rate than I had with my first batch. I've got about 45 eggs sitting in there right now. I don't expect all of them to be good. I'm really hoping for a high percentage to stay good and hoping for a high percentage to hatch. My goal was to try to hatch out 150 goslings this year. Based on what I did in that first run, I'm very, very doubtful I'm gonna hit that goal at this point. But let's see what we got inside here. Now again, the way I like to candle is I turn on this flashlight and then I turn off the lights in the room. So I only had a couple that didn't make the cut. That's very encouraging news. This next batch is 1 week's worth of eggs, which again, for hitting my egg goals, is very unfortunate. In future years, I think I'm gonna try to find more efficient trays to put the geese in, because their eggs, when I pack them this way, are rather space inefficient. So it's like I got a total of 32 eggs in this batch. Add some more water. Keep my humidity levels up. Set it to rotate. And away we go. That next batch will hatch in 30 days. But again, I'm about a week away for the other batch to hatch. So stay tuned, and I'm sure I'll cover that in a video very soon. If you guys are curious on how I've hatched eggs when it was a smaller scale and I didn't have this large incubator and I had actually one of those smaller like consumer versions, check out this video right here. Just fair warning, there's a couple things I do in there that you probably shouldn't do, but I'm sure people have mentioned that in the comments. I'll see you guys over in that video. Thanks for watching.